Hi guys, I hope you've had another great day, been able to get outside some and enjoy the nice weather. Today we're going to be reading chapter 20, which is called Adventure Waits for No One. So here we go. When Ava got to gym class, pretty much everyone had gone outside and Mr. Avery was waving her out to the field where the course was set up. Let's go. Today we're going to practice a few challenges you'll see on the field trip. Come on, Ava. Adventure waits for no one. Ava wished Adventure would go on ahead without her, but she followed him outside. Choose a station and you can get started. Mr. Avery left her and jogged over to the trees at the side of the clearing where the ropes course was set up. He helped Luke Varnway, Alex Weinstein, and Lucy Ann Ward step up onto the low tightrope. The school's rock climbing wall was set up at the other end of the field. Mrs. Snell, the other gym teacher, was helping kids get strapped into harnesses to practice, and there were also some low-to-the-ground balance beams set up in the soccer field. Those didn't look too bad, so Ava headed over, stepped onto one of them, and started teetering her way across. It was kind of fun, like walking on the curb. Trying this 50 feet above the ground, harness or no harness, would be another story, but Ava didn't mind practicing. She'd figured out that going along with things was the quickest way to be left alone. If you protest and squeal, people come swooping in to explain to you why you must do the scary thing. They promise it will all be okay even though they know no such thing. But if you pretend you have no problem with the scary thing, then nobody bothers you. And on the actual day of the scary thing, you can just not go. Then it's too late for anyone to do anything about it. After you've thrown up on a couple of field trips, you learn these things. Ava was counting on it working out that way for the adventure course. No permission slip, no field trip, but she did have to get through the rest of gym class. She looked around, hoping for another easy, no climbing involved obstacle to practice, but everything else involved swinging or climbing or other unstable things. Ava was about to start over on the low balance beam when Sophie came bounding across the field in her new boots. Ava laughed. They let you wear those for gym? They have good solid tread, Sophie lifted her foot to show Ava and then spun around. Aren't they great? And guess what? She looked around, then leaned in closer to Ava and whispered, I've decided that today's the day. For what? Sophie smiled and her eyes got all big. I'm going to ask Jason to go out with me. You are? Thinking about what Sophie was about to do made Ava's stomach all twisty. Why not? Why not? Sophie did a cartwheel. Why now? Why not? Sophie did a cartwheel. That way we'll be able to sit together on the bus for the field trip. He's probably been waiting to ask me or wanting to ask me for a while, but he's too nervous or something, you know? Ava nodded. She understood nervous. I've got it all planned out, Sophie went on. Look over there. She pointed quickly to the rock wall. Ava turned and caught a glimpse of Jason before Sophie hissed. Stop staring. He's going to know I'm talking about him. Sorry, but you're just going to walk up to him and ask him out just like that? She laughed. I already know what he'll say, right? Ava stole another glance at the amazing Jason. Who's that with him? Jessica Bainbridge. Maybe. Sophie squinted, then waved her hand. It doesn't matter. And she ran across the soccer field toward the rock wall. The closer Sophie got, the more Ava wanted to call her back. Because Jason wasn't just talking to Jessica Bainbridge, he was hanging on her. And she was laughing and twisting her hair and touching his arm and looking a whole lot like his girlfriend. Sophie walked right up to them, stepped in front of Jessica, and tossed her hair. No, Ava thought. She tried sending Sophie thought waves across the soccer field. Danger, danger. Step away from the boy. But all Ava could do was watch the whole thing play out like a silent movie. She saw Sophie lean forward, smiling. She saw Jason take a step back and shake his head. She saw Jessica cross her arms, then get right up in Sophie's face and start waving her hands. She saw Sophie step back, then turn and walk away, then run. She ran right past Ava into school, tears streaking down her cheeks. Ava looked for Sophie in the girls' bathroom but couldn't find her. She didn't need to find her to know what had happened. The pencil had been wrong about Jason. Sophie showed up halfway through science with a pass from guidance. She was blotchy-faced but not crying anymore. She waited until Mrs. Rupert was turned to the smartboard and then slipped Ava a note. "Do you have the pencil?" Ava did, but she was a little afraid of what Sophie might do with it. Was she angry enough to break it in half or throw it out? Ava couldn't very well lie to Sophie, though, so she nodded. Sophie wrote, "Ask it what the heck happened." Ava looked up from the note. Mrs. Rupert was tapping her smartboard but couldn't get her video to play. She went to call the tech guy and everybody started talking. Ava took out the pencil and wrote, "Why doesn't Jason want to go out with Sophie?" "Because he's going out with Jessica Bainbridge," the voice said. "What did it say?" Sophie whispered as the tech guy climbed up on a chair to adjust some wires. "It says he's going out with Jessica Bainbridge." "Then why did it say he liked me?" Sophie hissed. "I don't know." Ava swallowed hard. Sophie sounded mad, like this was Ava's fault. "Maybe it messes up sometimes." "You didn't tell me that. I never would have done that if the stupid pencil hadn't—" "Okay, everyone, it's fixed," Mrs. Rupert said. "Let's get back to work." Sophie gave a sharp sigh and turned away. Ava found her worksheet and started filling in responses, but out of the corner of her eye, she saw Jessica Bainbridge's friend, Michaela, toss a note onto Sophie's desk. Sophie blinked at it, then unfolded it and sucked in her breath. Ava only had to lean over a little bit to read it. "Stay away from other people's boyfriends." Sophie's eyes filled with tears, and Ava understood why. Sophie should have known. It was obvious to everyone, to every other person within a mile of the rock wall, that Jessica and Jason were going out. But instead of believing her own eyes, Sophie had believed the pencil. Sophie crumpled the note and shoved it deep in her pocket. When the bell rang, she shot out of her seat. Ava figured she'd be waiting in the hall so they could walk home together, but she wasn't. All right, so that's unfortunate. But the next chapter is chapter 21 called Answers and Lies. So we'll be able to learn a little bit more about maybe what the pencil's up to. So again, thanks for joining me. Again, Kate Messner's All the Answers. Tomorrow we'll read chapter 21, Answers and Lies. So have a great day, guys. See ya. Bye.